Chris Brown, who is under arrest in Paris for rape and illegal narcotics possession. This was really something. We had an idea yesterday something was going on, and we were all over the phones this morning on this, but he is being held right now by authorities in Paris, and a woman who we believe now, based on what Closer magazine is saying, and Closer actually broke the story initially, that she is a 24-year-old model who says that she met Chris at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Paris on January 15th. And they went to a nearby nightclub. They actually met at around 10:30 at night, went to a nightclub. And then at about 4 in the morning on May 16th, Chris wanted to take the party back to his hotel room, his suite. She says she was tired, wanted to go back to her place, but Chris convinced her, come on back to the room, which she says she did.
And she did so with a group of people, Harvey. It was on January 16th is when she went back, and they were partying. She claims at one point she went to walk back towards a bathroom. He grabbed her by the arm, brought her into some sort of dressing room or closet, and then assaulted her for 25 to 30 minutes. She calls the attack brutal and violent. She
also says that after that, both a friend of Chris's and a bodyguard of Chris's assaulted her. She wasn't specific about this. Again, this is what she told Closer. What we know about this situation is that Chris will appear before a judge in the next day or so. And the prospects are ominous here because, number one, he could be jailed until a trial if he is tried. And by the way, that could take a year. And even if they release him pending a trial, the probability is they would ask him to surrender his passport.
Which means he'd have to stay in France for a year.
Exactly. So that's kind of where it stands right now.
I was talking to someone who's basically on the scene, and they're calling BS on this completely. They said that there was multiple people in the room, that Chris was playing music off his iPhone. It wasn't that type of scene, and his girlfriend was there with him the whole time. As you see in the photo, in front of the girl in front of Chris, that's Chris's girlfriend. Yeah, that girl right there is Chris's girlfriend.
That was taken like 3 days later at a different club. And that's certainly what Chris is saying. We haven't gotten, I've been trying to reach his California lawyer and have been unable to get a statement from him yet, especially based on what Closer is saying about interviewing the alleged victim. We are waiting on that right now.
But we did talk to someone close to the situation who was there and saying that this is completely BS.
So there are two different stories here, and the woman has a very strong story on the other side, enough so that the cops have arrested him and 2 others, presumably the bodyguard and the friend.
But he hasn't been charged with anything as of yet, right?
It's hard to know how this works. It's a different system there. And going before the judge, we have been told that we should be talking to the prosecutors there. Usually when the police tell you to talk to the prosecutors, there's some involvement by the prosecution, clearly. Now, whether that's called a formal charge or whether they do it in the courtroom, I just can't tell you because it is a really different system. But as a matter of fact, when we first got the story, the way the Parisian police described this, he was being detained, but then they said he was in custody, he was being booked. So, I mean, you'll excuse me, yeah, we're working on a story here.
Yeah. The newsroom?
Yeah. So anyway, the upshot is it's an arrest, and that's what we know so far.
Hi guys, my name is Maya. I'm calling from Toronto. I just think Chris Brown really needs to get it together. This isn't the first time that he's been accused of assault or abuse, and I think that his fans have had his back the whole time. But this accusation is just so much more weighted because it's happening in the midst of an international conversation about sexual assault. So I really hope that's not how he's carrying himself in 2019.